3 rules. Magmahalan kayo, follow my instruction before makarating sa iba. Teacher muna. Pinanindigan ko yun hanggang dulo. So, yun, nalaman ninyo, ito pala si ma'am, so kailangan, bago pala sa iba, kailangan tayo muna. Tapos, ayaw niya yung nagagalit sila. In that rule, maintindihan ng student, ito pala yung mga hindi ko pwedeng gawin. So, meron pa rin lalabag doon. Kasi may mga student pa rin na, diba? So, what I did, kapag may mga ganun pa rin pasaway, first chance, okay. Second chance, okay. Third chance, medyo mag-question na ako, papatawag ko na sila sa faculty or kung ano man yung pwedeng gawin. Kasi, even Jesus Christ, lost patience. So, I applied the rules of reward and punishment, Jessa. Kasi kapag ikaw, reward ka lang ng reward or hindi ka magsiset ng boundaries sa mga student mo, magiging tingin nila sa okay lang pala kay Teacher Jessa. Hindi na i-instill ang learning doon. Diba? So, paano ba tayo natututo? Through what we hear, what we see. And number 3 is through experience.
Yes,
and when you experience the worst part, that's the time that you've learned, right?
Yes po.
So, yun.
So, yes, tama ka naman, ma'am, na sa mga true experience natin, marami tayong makukuhang lesson na magbibigay sa atin ng magandang tagumpay sa pagdating ng panahon. And then, dagdag ko lang, ma'am, also, ma'am, bilang teacher, kailangan mo din kasi talaga mag-set ng boundaries and limitation. Kasi nga, hindi lahat ng student appreciate ka, and then, hindi lahat is parang naniniwala sa kung ano yung pinapakita mo.
Yes.
Kaya the way you teach, ma'am, sobra talagang nakaka-motivated and nakaka-inspire. And siguro siya, as a teacher, hindi mahirap magbigay ng first chance, second chance. Kasi tulad nga ni Jesus na kahit marami tayong pagkakamali, binibigyan niya tayo ng chance na magbago and magpatuloy sa buhay.
Yes.
So, next question, ma'am, is how is your view of teaching changed since you started?
There is a big change from the start up to now. During my first year in teaching, as I told you a while ago, that I thought teacher must possess only deep understanding about the subject matter because the student can learn about those theories. But as time goes by, my patience grow longer. So, mas naging pasensyoso ako sa mga bata na pasaway. Actually, sila pa yung mas tinututukan ko ngayon kasi I've learned na may mga pinagdadaanan pala sila sa bahay nila, Jessa.
Yes. May mga problem din po.
Problem, and then you have to bond with your students. Kumbaga, ituring mo sila as your own na din. Kasi kapag tinitingnan mo lang sila as aalis din yung mga yan, you will not leave mark on those people. Tingin lang nila sa'yo ay teacher lamang. Pero yung bang makikita nila, si teacher na kailangan kong maging masigasig kasi naniniwala siya sa akin.
Pero ma'am, hindi ba parang pumasok po sa isip nyo na mahirap din pong ma-attach sa students? Kasi in other, pagtapos ng school year, mawawala sila, makakalimutan ka. Hindi po ba pumapasok sa isip niyo yung mga ganong senaryo?
Yes, totoo yan. Nung unang mga taon ko talagang umiiyak ako kasi parang nagdadamdam ako. Bakit yung estudyante kong ganito? Favorite ko naman dito dati. Tapos ngayon hindi na ako pinapansin. Tapos yung iba naman nag-leave lang, hindi na nagsasabi sa akin. Well, at first masakit siya, pero as time goes by, mai-immune ka sa ganong feeling. Kaya sabi nga nila, ang teacher ang pinakamahirap na profession kasi lagi kang nagmamahal, lagi ka din nasasaktan kasi nagmamahal ka ng mga estudyante mo, tas aalis sila, hindi mo na sila makokontrol pa, ganon.
Yes, ma'am.
So, we have to learn to just love and then love again. Love and love again. Because you have to believe on the seeds na pinunla mo dyan sa taong yan. Nagulat nga ako at ako yung pinuntahan mo ngayon, Jess. I never anticipated that. But I think that is the testimony that as a teacher, kapag binigay mo yung best mo, hindi man lahat makaka-appreciate yan. Meron at merong mapupunlaan.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Kaya
yeah.
ikaw yung pinili kong interviewin at wala akong pagsisisi na pinili kita, ma'am. Sobrang saludo talaga.
Thank you, Jess.
Next, ma'am, is what advices can you give to the future teacher like me who are still preparing for the profession?
Okay.
Ma'am, ano yung advice mo para sa akin na magiging teacher soon?
Yes. First, I congratulate you because ito talaga yung pinili mo. It is a calling, and once you are called, hindi ka pababayaan ng tumawag sa iyo niyan as long as you are worthy on that calling. Meaning to say, ginagawa mo yung best mo para maging mahusay na guro. Yung tatlong, what are the qualities, sundan mo lamang yun, hindi ka mawawala doon. So, my advice to you ay tuloy-tuloy ka lang no matter what challenges along the way na ma-encounter mo financially, yung character-wise, maraming magsasabi na, ito parang teacher ba yan? Nag-train yan ng teacher, pero bakit ganito? Maraming huhusga na tao, ang tawag ng character assassination. Pero as long as you know who called you to teach, and you know that it is what you want to do, continue lamang, Jessa. Kasi we cannot please many people, but kapag alam mo sa sarili mo na ginagampanan mo yung trabaho mo at nagiging totoo ka sa sarili mo, malayo ang mararating mo doon. Hintay-hintay lamang sa tamang panahon.
Yes, ma'am.
Continue lang.
Thank you po. And next, ma'am, is what do you do to continue growing professionally bilang teacher po?
Okay, so it is a nice question what I did. How can we view a successful or a professional teacher? There are many things to understand about that. So, yung iba, sasabihin nila, teacher, hindi na siya nag-push through. Pero maaring, kaya hindi siya nag-push through sa career niya kasi ay may pinag-aaral na niya yung anak niya, sila na yung priority niya. In my case, what I am pursuing now is the skill set, because I have already my masters, no? I already gained the academic requirements in public administration and also have units in Master of Secondary Education. So, I think in my case, since the promotion in teaching is sluggard means pautal-utal, unless you are ang tawag sa kanila ay anak ng Diyos. Malalaman mo din yan when you go into teaching. But in my case, it is my decision not to finish pa yung masters ko, yung dalawa, kasi hindi ko pa siya kailangan. So, ang pinagtutunan ko ngayon ng priority is yung skills. Like, sample, last year, I have NC in driving, NC in organic agriculture production. I also have a 21st century green pivot trainer. And then, I became the technical official in Clara Tennis. And then, some resource speakership. And then, tinutulungan ko yung husband ko as a consultant in one school. So, yun ang priority ko. Kasi hindi ko pa kailangan yung higher education. But, as long as you continue learning on the different aspect, yung sinabi ko sa iyo nung nakarang araw na tatlong aspeto ang priority, the caput, core, manus, or the mind, heart, and hand, as long as may nag-move doon, okay pa yun, Jessa. Kasi malalaman mo kung kailangan mo na talaga yung isang bagay o hindi pa. Ang panahon ang magsasabi nun.
Yes, true naman po yun, ma'am. Next is, ma'am, this is the last question I asked for you po. And what strategies do you use to keep student engaged and motivated? Napaka-simple nito, ma'am, kasi sobra talagang nakaka-motivated ka bilang teacher.
Nakakatuwa naman. After discussion, kasi kailangan ma-engage yung student and they have the responsibility. So what's my strategy in teaching is I give them the responsibility for the specific task given. For example, when I read the curriculum guide, it is like a Bible in teaching. That is where you follow your lesson. It's like a lesson plan. So the lesson is dissected or divided into different groups. From that groups, of course, as a teacher, you are all known dapat. Hindi mo pwedeng ibigay tapos hindi mo alam ng malalim yung
Or
subject
hindi mo
matter mo. Hindi mo
explain.
inaaral,
Yes.
di ba? So, ang tingin nila sa'yo, hindi ka marunong or
Yes.
wala kang alam, pinasa mo na lang sa kanila. Hindi ganun yung aking strategy. I divide the curriculum guide for them to have the sense of responsibility. That is the reason behind the division. And then, after the reporting, so ikaw nang naka-report, ikaw na ang makatask ngayon. After the reporting, I have a group activity. If you remember, there are different group activities na, kunwari in the Philippine democratic politics, pina-assign ko sa inyo ano yung mga historical na pagkakasunod-sunod in the group. So, it is a lively discussion, a lively activity, but I make sure I have the last call, the what we call this, the conclusion. Before the conclusion, Jessa, if you notice me, I rebut every time na may idadagdag ako dyan. So, it's like a college style na ang tawag dyan ay deductive method. Deductive method means you have a general idea dissected into smaller details. Ganun yung ginagawa natin.
Kaya parang mas maintindihan po agad ng estudyante and mas magets nila yung tinuturo mo po.
Yes,
Parang
mas
ganun po.
malalim pa.
Mas deeper nga siya.
Mas deeper.
Ma'am, so I think tapos na tayo and thank you so much po, Ma'am Hana.
Congrats,
Thank
Jessa.
you po,
Napakahusay
and-
mo na.
Yes, ma'am.
Super. Si Jessa ay isa sa matalino, masigasig at malayong mararating na student ko. Hindi dahil sa in-interview ako, but noon pa lang ay tinitignan ko na talaga si Jessa is somebody in the near future.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And ma'am, can you move po dito para take a picture?
Sige,
po,
sige.
kunyari. Okay, thank you po, ma'am.
Thank
Hana.
you. Thank you.